Hello, my name is Jamila McMallow, and I'm a mindset coach for 6- and 7-figure earning women corporate executives and established business owners. And I'm talking to you today about the topic of 3 ways to reignite that spark in your marriage. Now, who is this video for? Well, this video is for women who are married to good men, but who find themselves feeling a little bit lackluster, unfulfilled, maybe like there's not as much as excitement as they would like it to be. And sometimes it's not even a matter of like getting something back that they used to have. Sometimes, unfortunately, it's creating something that never was really burning that strongly to begin with. Now, the reasons for that, I'll talk just a little bit about at the end of this video, but I've dug into them in other videos that I've done. But on this one, I'm just going to give 3 simple, helpful tips for you. Okay. So the first way that you can start to reignite that spark and get that flame of passion burning again in your relationship is to look at old photos. Yes, take a trip down memory lane. Remember what it felt like when your relationship was new, right? The giddiness, the hee-hee, being like a couple of, flirty, googly-eyed teenagers and stuff, okay? Remember that feeling, the butterflies that you had in your stomach, the excitement you guys used to get from talking on the phone for hours and all the things. And it doesn't matter how old you were when you started your relationship, because let me tell you, whether you started your relationship when you were 22 or 32 or 42, that newness and that freshness is the same. We all feel like, when we start getting to know our husband, okay? So that's number 1. Look at old photos, take a trip down memory lane, allow yourself to reconnect with those feelings, those emotions of the newness and the excitement and the freshness that you felt when your relationship was in its beginning stages. So that's number 1. Number 2 is communication. Oh, you mean I gotta talk to him? Yes. So a lot of times what can happen is we will make assumptions about what we think other people are thinking and feeling. We sometimes have the belief that we have the ability to control what other people think and feel. And we think that we get a vote in how they choose to respond and react to what we say and do. And the reality is we don't, okay? We don't have any control over how people are going to react or how they're going to feel about what we say. But what we'll often do is we will assume the worst. We will assume that they won't be able to handle what it is that we want to share. We assume that they're going to be somehow disappointed or hurt if we're honest about how we feel, even if we're sharing it in a calm, respectful way. And so what happens is you may be doing that and thus not really speaking truth to your husband and holding back and thus failing to communicate your true feelings and needs, and therefore ending up feeling dissatisfied and unfulfilled because you have not expressed what your needs are. So how can he meet a need that he doesn't know you have? And so how can the passion and the thrill and the spark be there or come back if you haven't communicated anything about it? That you want him to make you feel pursued, that he has permission, to initiate and approach you like he did back in the early phases of your relationship, that you missed that excitement, that feeling of being desired, being pursued, and you want it again. If you haven't communicated that, if you just assumed that he knows it, then you're going to be sorely mistaken. So that's tip number 2, is communicate with him what your feelings and needs are truthfully, understanding and trusting that he can handle it. He loves you. Like I said, this video is for women married to good men. It's not for you if you're in a toxic relationship. Okay, this advice may backfire. So don't take it if you're in a toxic relationship. This is for you if you know you're with a good man who's treating you well, but you feel like your marriage has slipped into a little bit of a rut, a little bit of mundane monotony, and you're just trying to get it back, trying to like jolt the jumper cables to it, right? Now, the third tip that I have for you is change up your environment. If you're feeling like, every day looks like Groundhog Day, you're getting up, doing the same things and going to bed, and it's just like blasé. There's nothing romantic. There's nothing excitement. There's nothing fun about your life. Change it up. Change the environment. Maybe you need to redesign your bedroom. Maybe you need to redecorate it. Maybe you need to go out for dinner to a restaurant that maybe you haven't tried before, something new. Maybe you need to go do an activity that you've always talked about wanting to do, but maybe it's time to go do it. Time to, here's the thing. We have spent the last few years in the pandemic, and most of us spent that time in our home, working from home, doing everything from home, more than we did prior to that. And so in that, some folks got married during the pandemic. Some folks didn't get to take a honeymoon during their pandemic. So some folks never got that celebration and excitement of having other people involved in your relationship and going and doing all the things. And so you might have missed out on that a little bit in the beginning of your relationship. And so if that's you, if you found that you're always in the house doing things in the house, change your environment. Get out of the house. And then redecorate the house. Change it up. If it's been looking the same the whole pandemic, most of us, like me, in the house all that time, was redecorating as I just kept staring at it. So mine is redone. I think I touched every room. If you haven't done that, do that. You got to change up, because your environment absolutely will affect how you feel. And so you want your environment to speak to you in a way that makes you feel happy and excited to be there, that your mood is upbeat and positive. So change up your literal environment and change up your environment by getting out of the house, going to do something different. Do a staycation, go on a real vacation, go to a new restaurant, go roller skating, go down. I live in Vegas. They have this place where you can go drive like sports cars around a track. Go do that. Whatever. Do something new and exciting to change things up, to give you a freshness, something new to talk about, something new to enjoy together. So just to review those 3 tips. Number 1 are take a trip down memory lane. Look at those old photos, read those old cards and things that he gave you that remind you of that newness and giddiness that you felt when your relationship was just getting started. Number 2, truthfully and respectfully communicate your deep needs and desires with your husband so that he can understand and try to meet those needs. Don't just assume that he's going to not want to hear it or that he won't be able to handle it. Don't assume the worst. Don't assume the worst about a person who genuinely loves you and is committed to you and committed to doing right by you. Don't assume the worst of him. Give him the benefit of the doubt and assume that he is going to be able to receive what you're giving him. So communicate with him truthfully. And then 3rd, change up your environment. Get out of the house, okay? And then redecorate the house you got if you haven't done so in the past 3 years, okay? So those are my 3 tips for you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear them. And I want to let you know that, like I said, these are just 3 little tips, but I know that the reason why you're feeling like, there's a drudgery and a monotony, why you feel like, you're not as fulfilled or excited about your marriage as you would like to be, that there are some deeper reasons going on there for that. And as such, I have created a free masterclass. It is called Your Independence as a Woman versus Your Marriage. Very interesting title, huh? Well, it is a deep dive into the reasons behind your feelings of disconnection or feeling like, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. Even though he's great, I'm still like, why am I still not happy? Why am I still not satisfied? This masterclass that I've created for you breaks it all down, okay? And so I want you to look at the link in the description below this video. Click on that, register for the masterclass. It's free, it's on demand. Watch it now, and then absolutely let me know your thoughts. And if you have been binging my content for quite some time and you are familiar with my work and you would like to speak with me one-on-one, you are welcome to send me a DM on Instagram or Facebook. Or if you would like to learn more about what working with me would look like, you can go ahead and book a call at CoachJamila.com. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.